Amateur radio is used for intercommunication and technical investigations. They were granted permission in radio technique of self-interest. Tour group of radio amateurs organized expeditions to Kazakhstan, to remote places, and working on various programs, conducting radio communication close to rivers and lakes, at high plateaus and gorges, holds gatherings to where the oldest experts in the industry are invited.
В Казахстане традиционно на высоком уровне был развит.
Radio sport was developed at a high level in Kazakhstan. This is one of the military technical sports. At one point, we included it in the law on sport as a technical sport. Radio sport is divided into 6 subgroups. There is high-speed wireless telegraphy, VHF communications, the so-called amateur bands, fox hunting.
Так называемые радиолюбительские диапазоны. Охота на лис, радио многоборье. Вот. Сейчас это очень здорово возрождается.
Signaling on shortwave was organized in the USSR in 1923. The signal was recorded by all the Soviet Union radio amateurs. The researchers used the results obtained by radio amateurs for the basic laws of propagation of short waves. In 1924, there was massive development of radio, thanks to the decision of Council of People's Commissars of the USSR on private radio reception. And a year later, the shortwave signals by amateur radio pioneers from Lvov and Petrov were received in Mesopotamia, at a distance of over 3,000 kilometers from Nizhny Novgorod, and it was the first record of Soviet radio amateurs athletes. As one of the points of the charter of the Voluntary Society for Assistance to the Army and Navy, we were engaged in radio sport. We called it a Combat Reserve Army. We have engaged in volunteer hams on the amateur stations themselves that were designed at a time. Now it is much easier. You can go out and buy one. Before they were engaged in the construction, working in the air with all countries of the world, and at the same time they were ready for the army radio operators, which was a reserve for the armed forces. Traveling amateur radio lovers have other tasks. The country's only national amateur program, Kazakhstan Flora and Fauna, was created in order to organize radio expeditions, green campaigns, and actions on specially protected areas. Communicating with the radio amateurs all over the world, traveling radio operators promote information about nature, the sites, the culture and traditions of the people, of the fisheries and crafts, folklore and customs of the people of Kazakhstan. But travelers will also communicate with professionals and help in the development of radio sport among young people. I coached the national team of Kazakhstan on radio sports and radiogoniometry. This military applied sport during the war was necessary to detect these spies, where they said it takes only 1 minute. That is, you need to find its location, find the place. By determining the signal power of the antenna, the direction of the receiver is located. The task of the trainers is to teach children to work with the map, determine the order of search. The task of traveling radio amateurs to teach the younger generation to appreciate the nature of their native land, to promote active, healthy lifestyle.